What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to Empyrion. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while on Omicron trying to get things done. So I have good news. I played for about 3 or 4 hours last night because I wanted to farm out the things we needed in order to play the game properly and not get stuck in a ditch looking for promethium or having parts to build our base or whatever. And so the next couple episodes should actually go pretty smoothly. I know the last few are me more or less just tooling around, exploring the planet and trying to get into fights with random drones and whatnot. But for right now, we should be able to do a couple of little civic things. Maybe build ourselves a residence, have a good time. I think we're going to be able to do it. So welcome back to the series. I still haven't had time to actually mess with my hover raft though. It's still pretty damn ugly. I need to sit down and fiddle with it and make it look a little bit nicer, but I just haven't gotten around to it. They fixed the repair and remove tool. They actually buffed that, so I am happy to say that within a couple of days of them actually making the patch, they fiddled with some stuff and they made it a little bit better. I do like the fact that the developers are like on top of stuff, and when something is clearly just sort of like not working as intended, they fix it real fast and they make it work nicely. In today's episode, what I would say from that is if there's anything in the game you don't like right now, if you're playing along with me, give it a couple days. I'm sure they'll patch it and try and make it a little bit better unless it's something like super major. So I worked on the base a little bit. I got the foundation laid down. This is unfortunate. I need to get up off the ground right there. There we go. And so I brought my little freight truck on over here. It's a tad dark at the moment, which is the only reason I don't really want to construct right now. But I do have ways to work around this. I built myself some ammo. I've got about 200 blocks to play around with so that we can make the place look a little bit nicer. I don't know exactly what I want to do with all of it, but I do know that I want to do something. And so maybe I want the building to have kind of like a round decorum. I want it to be a little bit rounded. I want it to be smooth. I don't want it to look edgy like a Minecraft building or anything like that. Some people are good at Minecraft. Some people are bad at Minecraft. I'm in the latter group, so my buildings always look like shit. And in this case, I would prefer that this look a little bit nicer. And so you'll see inside my inventory, I've got all the basic things. They changed the way that things are sorted. It used to be that you would mouse over something, and it would say GV base or something like that next to the word. Over by food processor on the right over here, it would say like where you put that. They're using a color coding system now where these little pips at the top left hand corner tell you where it goes. So this would go on a big spaceship and your base. This would also go on a big spaceship or your base. This over here can go on anything. You see what I mean? And so you can just check the color coding right there if you wanted to know what goes with what. So for right now, I believe I've got all the things that are required in order to start building our base and getting ourselves settled. This is important because we need to start growing plants, we need to start processing food and hunting and generally just being a little bit more proactive. I also went through and I found more promethium thanks to several people on the forums right there. There's one on that side that I had missed when I was tooling around, and then there's one over here. This one, unfortunately, there's a base right here, and like I was ducking laser fire while I was trying to explore for this one, and so unfortunately there's one of those armed military towers over here, so without a vehicle that's able to like throw down a little bit of DACA, we're not going to be able to harvest this one. However, I am happy to say that this one right here is fairly safe. There's nothing around it, so we should be able to grab this one. I killed a couple of drones that were like hovering around it, but other than that, it was no big problem. As long as you have an assault rifle, you should be able to mash your way through it. So, for right now, let's have a look here. What I would like to do is a little bit dark, and I apologize for that. Unfortunately, since this game actually has, like, orbital suns and things like that, you kind of just got to wait for the sun to come back up. I think that what I will do for right now is I laid down the floor plan, so you guys can sort of see that right here. This is going to be like an inner wall right here, and then I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add another thing right here so that we have 3 space on each side. I'm going to put a ramp right here so that we can go up to a second level. And I think we might spend this episode and the next one just building for a little while and playing around with what we can accomplish inside of the building system. Now, I apologize up front. I'm not very good at this, so this might be a little bit janky all the way through. I'm going to turn on my jetpack real fast so that I could jump off the side of the building like a bamf. And there it is. I'm probably going to put this. I need this to flip. And what I want from this is for it to be like so. And I think I should have enough blocks to make this happen, Captain. I got like 70 something of these, and there's only 4 sides of the building. And so if my mathematicals are correct, I think we should be able to mash this out pretty quickly. I can't see worth anything right now, so unfortunately you are right there with me when it comes to laying down the blocks, but I wanted it to look like that right there. I've still yet to find a block that goes in between and maintains the roundness of the pieces, but I actually sort of like that right there too because I'm going to put in an extra wall, and I think it might be a cool transition in between like round and edgy. I don't know. If it ends up looking ugly, I'll play around with it. We've got a removal tool now, so it's not that big of a deal. We've got 4 minutes until the sun comes up, so unfortunately we kind of just need to dither until that's done. I have a work lamp right here that might help, but in my experience, the focus light from the work lamp has not been all that successful for me. I've got a pistol with some ammo. I made a whole bunch of bullets for my machine gun so that I can get in there and take people out. I do find this to be the most satisfying gun I've used in the game so far. Haven't played around with a shotgun, but I would highly recommend that we do so. We should probably build one of those at some point. I think one of the main problems right now with the flashlight is that you can't adjust, like you see the focus of the flashlight. If you were pointing it that close to your feet, because the light beam is strong enough, you would just like mess with the lens to make the light a little bit wider so that the radius of the circle would become larger, or the circumference, or whatever you like right there. I don't care. Either way, the diameter, there we go. You can make the radius, the diameter, whatever makes you happy, a little bit larger, although I guess circumference works there too. Doesn't matter. You would make the circle bigger. That's what I'm trying to say in layman's terms. You would make the circle bigger, and unfortunately we don't have the option to do that yet. That would be a cool option though. Hint hint, nudge nudge to the developers, who I think watched my video. I don't know, one of them emailed me and I think he watched my video or something. I'm pretty sure he did. I don't know. We've got an automatic door right here. I needed, oh, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna put down the work lamp first. Can I actually put this up here? You can't place this block on a base. Oh really? Okay, so it goes on the ground only. Well, can I fidget with it then? Like, what if I bring it back to here, and then we just, like, go... Oh, that worked out pretty well. See, the secret is to back it on up. That was my problem, is I was putting it too close to the base. I was trying to use my work light before, and I just couldn't seem to get enough light on any of the stuff I was working on. You gotta move it back a bit. See? There we go. That's way better. Now it's almost like a stage light. You'd be in front of me and be like, hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime girl. That little dance that frog does. Does that frog even have a name? It's the frog from the WB. I don't know. Does the WB even have a network anymore? I figured they would have bottomed that out already. I don't know. The WB was never that great of a network to begin with. Like, they had some shows. Some of their Saturday morning cartoons were aight. But, I don't know. I'm going to drag this over to here. Yup. There it is. Oh, our base looks all nice and round. That's going to be pretty fun. I could also put those along the sides to make it look a little bit cuter. And then I could... No, never mind. I want my base to be cute. I want my base to be badass. I want the ass that is contained inside of my base to be of the baddest quality. I want it to be horrible quality ass. Let's go over to this side. How come, like, badass is a good thing, but if you say horrible ass, then it's not a good thing anymore? Like, it's the exact same... These are synonyms. These are synonyms. Bad and horrible. I mean, one is sort of an escalation of the other, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean, cheeky viewer. Let's go back over to this side. I can't run because my jetpack will burn my ankles off. And I do like my ankles. Ankles I used to like ever since I saw, what was that movie, House of Wax? Ugh! In House of Wax, there's a scene where a guy pops up out of the floor and snips somebody's ankles with scissors. And ever since I seen that, I was just like, nope, 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 nope. That is not okay. And then I'm just terrified that something horrible is going to happen to my ankles ever since then. It's just an irrational fear that something awful is going to happen to my ankles. I can't even see where this is facing right now. There we go. That'll do it. That'll do it. Now I got it turned. I still haven't fixed my hotkeys, by the way. I've just gotten used to orienting things wrong. Like, if I push left, it doesn't rotate to the left. It, like, rotates it, like, upside down. It's a mess. It really is. I should fix it at some point, but I've gotten used to doing it wrong now, so, whatever. I'm sure it'll be alright. Where is my config that I want here? Config, where are you? I can't really see either. That might be the other problem. There we go. That's what I wanted. See, my right key. I know my right key. No! It did the double place thing. That makes me upset. That makes me super-de-duper-de sad because I gotta break out the breakdown kit. And so if you right-click, it repairs stuff. If you left-click, it breaks it down. It looks like I'm getting hangry. And unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do this a really, really janky way by jumping up and down over and over again. I apologize, but it has to be done. I think they buffed the ammo on the repair and remove tool. I'm not sure. Oh, man, and I dented the one that was underneath, too. Now I gotta fix... I wish to fix you. Come back, you are a dented edge, and I wish to make you better. Yes, look better. That makes me so happy. I told you before in the previous episode, that's a weirdly, vaguely sexual joy that I get out of repairing something and making it look nicer. It's no longer dented and it looks nice and smooth. I think we're coming along nicely. We got about 15 minutes left in the episode, so we should be able to get a lot of this stuff done. I'm blind! I used to use those work lights all the time. My dad was renovating a house for a while. I used to help him with it when I was a kid. Actually, that's one of my memories of being a kid, is that my parents, when they were broke and poor and they just had like me and my sister, they bought like a super fixer-upper house. Like, it was wrecked, but my dad is like a handyman. Like, my dad is like an old school Ron Swanson type of dude that can like fix anything and will just sit around fiddling with carpentry and stuff all the time. And so it took them a good 10 years or so, but they got the house fixed up, and it looks pretty good. These walls right here, we should have enough hallway space to, like, get basic things done, I hope. Like, I really, really hope. If I click and I drag, oh, that's kind of cool. You can click and drag, and oh, that's kind of interesting. So it's sort of like a fill tool. I don't know if you guys saw what happened right there, but if I take this and I drag it like so, it's a fill tool. That's crazy. So I guess you can click and you can drag like that, and it will just fill in space so that you can build faster. If you so desire to do something of that kind, I might try to do something right here to make this wall look a little bit better, but for right now, I'm just going to leave it how it is. I work on beautification. Oh, shit. I messed up. I clicked too many buttons. I also need to put in windows and stuff, but I haven't even crafted any windows, so this might get a little bit weird. So, let's drag and drop all these across. I do like that mechanic. That mechanic makes me happy. Somebody said that I'm not supposed to be, like, settling on this island. Like, I'm sorry, on this planet. It's an island to me. I mean, technically, I think my association stands. It's still sort of an island just in the middle of space. Somebody was like, yeah, I don't know why you're building on this planet. There's no point. And I'd be like, well, because I kind of want to. I don't know. It's sort of fun. The guy said that. He was like, I don't know why you're even bothering to build on this planet. You're just going to leave anyways. And I'm like, that is true. But I want to play around with the building system. And plus, who knows when you're going to need an extra outpost. Like, every now and again, you might need, like, a new teepee in which to sleep for a little while. Drag and drop these over to here. I'm going to destroy the blocks because I have so many blocks right now. I'm going to destroy the blocks that are sort of... Oh, those are hoe blocks, aren't they? Well, this might be a little bit ugly, but you know what? I might replace the floors with interior blocks or something just to, like, differentiate a tiny bit. But for right now, we'll make it work. These are all renovations that I can do off camera, and then you'll come back and be like, oh, that's nice. I see what you did right there. I may make this glass right here so that you can sort of see into the elevator or something. I need to put a door in right there, and I don't know what space a door fits into, but let's play around with that as well. So it looks like the door goes right there, and it looks like it's going to work mighty fine. Huh, cool. Alright, that's pretty awesome. I'll take it. How do I close the door? Oh, there's no power. That's the problem, is it's a powered door. So I guess you're able to slide it open, but you're not able to get it closed. Let's take an emergency ration real fast. And this is one of the reasons why I'm focusing on settling right now, is because I'm actually almost out of rations. I know where I can get more food from, but it's sort of tedious and it doesn't stack and it's just kind of a pain. So we need to get ourselves a house built, and if we don't, it is going to be a rough day for us. I think I'll probably take this up by 3. I think taking this up by 3 is looking the most satisfactory. That wasn't really what I wanted, but okay. Here, just drop that right there. And sure, put that extra block in. I don't mind. We'll bring this back over to here. Something is gurgling at me. Hopefully it's not my stomach, because I just ate an entire ration. I ate a generic food brick 5 minutes ago. Already hungry again. I have that problem. I always get hungry in the middle of my workouts. Like, I go to the gym a lot and I work out a lot every day, and it's like... I'm just terrible at timing it. Like, I eat my breakfast, I work for a little while, I work for like, 4 hours or so. Then I go to the gym, I get my run on, I get my grub on after I get back from my rub, that's also in there somewhere, but, you know, I wasn't supposed to disclose that information. Now I'm embarrassed. Alright, so we've got, this is looking pretty sweet right now. It's looking pretty sweet. I think that maybe... I will try and close that off for a minute. I think we should probably encompass that. We would need some kind of airlock right here in reality, in real life, something to differentiate pressure before you came inside and make sure you didn't get yourself a lovely case of the bends. But for right now, that's looking good. That's looking really, really good. I think we can get started placing some of the bits and pieces for our settlement here. So I've got a bunch of stuff in my inventory, and honestly, this isn't something that I super researched out, but I assume it basically works the same way that it works when you build yourself a vehicle, just with different parts. And so we've got a basic generator right here. I think that placing it around here is probably a good plan. I should be able to put it right there. That seems alright. And what happens with this? So it just generates current. Okay, so that's what I was hoping it would do. Since it just generates current, I don't know what its output is. Is there anywhere that I can see that when I mouse over it? I remember something saying that it did like 250 kilowatts on input and output, so we may need multiples of those. However, we need a fuel tank next because we need something that will feed into the generator. And so we definitely need to make this place look a little bit more homey. This is not looking comfortable. This is not looking like a location where you would want to spend like a lot of time. But for right now, utilitarian is the name of the game. So I think what I could do is I could put in fuel tanks over there and fuel tanks over there. And that might be kind of cool. So if I access this, how do we get this to work? Let's say that I fill this up, and then we have the generator. You turn it on with the Y button. Okay, so that worked exactly how I figured it would. And then from there, we jump up to the top of here. I'm going to leave this spot for my power generation. In fact, I'm going to turn this off real fast, though, because we have very real power problems right now, and I don't want to be wasting anything. The next thing that I wanted to use is the large constructor, which is going to be an important part of all this, because this is the first thing that we have that can actively... Oh, please tell me you don't interact with it from the front. That would suck, because that is just not going to fit no matter where I put it based on the size of my bit. I don't like a this. I do not like a this one little bit. I suppose I could put it... Yeah, it looks like you interact with it from the front. So I suppose I could put it right there. And you do it from any side, though. But that'll look weird because the pad is on the front. So I don't know. Maybe we'll leave this spot to be a constructor. I may also make multiples, because the problem that I've run into right now is that crafting is actually pretty time intensive in this game. Like, for real. It takes a long-ass time just for, like, the blocks and stuff that I built for this episode. It took me upwards of 3 hours last night, both mining and then just waiting for the constructor to make stuff. Like, I just had to sit there and wait for the constructor to get things done on our little pod. We also have a food processor. And so for little amenities and stuff, maybe I'll bring this over here. And unfortunately, our food processor, it looks like a toilet. That might be something we want to look into as far as just, like, making people feel better about the fact that, you know, this food is edible. It looks like we could take wheat. It looks like we've got cheese. We got purified water and flour. We can make some space fries, which require durians. We need raw meat to make grilled steaks. I think we can get that by hunting. And so that would be pretty cool. I think that what I want to do right now, though, is I just want to check and make sure everything's working. Because we've got the basics in here right now. We have no place where we can actually look at what our power usage is. So it seems like it might be a little bit... So is this thing working now? I don't know if it's working or not. We'll have to take a look at it in a little bit. Let's have a look at this guy over here. I think the lights came on. So yeah, it looks like this is working as well. And it seems like it's just that simple. Like, it's not that difficult. Now, this will have advanced things that we can make for ourselves to make our lives a little bit easier and to sort of, like, make our house look cooler. We need a Gatling gun, though. Like, the Gatling gun is what we want because we can put that on our vehicle, our little hover raft, and then we can go to war with all of the other random things that are around. This is actually pretty special because this is the only gun that you can put on a ground vehicle. So if you have Gatling guns, it also has infinite ammo as far as I know. Pretty sure it does. I don't know if they've changed that just yet. It used to have infinite ammo, so I'm not sure if they've actually patched that out. But while they were getting things settled, it had infinite ammo the last time I played around with it, so there you go. That's going to be the first little piece of our base right here. Let's go ahead and have a look at how it looks from outside. I think it's going to be pretty cool. We have the paint gun as well, which means that later on we should be able to paint our building and make it a little bit more attractive. Maybe blend in with the surroundings a tad better. How does it look on these sides? Because this is what I was worried about right here. Like, I wanted to make sure that... I can fix it. I can make that look nicer. What I need to do is I need to take one of these triangles along each side and make it go up the sides right there. And I think if I have the little triangles facing inwards and then going upwards, what I'll do is I'll rotate. So you put down one of these, then two of these, then you put down another one of these, and you go all the way up. And I think it should look pretty cool. It'll give it like a little pop-out smoothing effect that I think will be pretty awesome. But for right now, I am pleased with what we have going on. I might be wasting a few too many supplies on getting this rolling. But frankly, I think it's about time. We really need to get our base design. It's been about 6 episodes now, and I think it's been something that I've been neglecting. So, now that we've got that all in place, what I want to do now, what I would like to do now, is we need to go back to our... Let me jump out of here. I really prefer to fly in third-person mode. I know that some people are very, very purist about the whole thing, where they're like, no, you have to fly in first-person mode because you play in first-person mode. But I actually prefer to fly in third-person mode. It's a preference of mine. Oh, well... I'm going to do that right there. Let's drop this thing on the ground. It does get a little bit dented. Oh, I destroyed some of my blocks too. Ain't that a bitch? Well, that sucks. Our base looks a little lumpy from this distance. It does look a little lumpy, but I was surprised how much space everything takes just for you to be inside the base. Like, you seriously, you need a lot of space in order to put everything in, and so unfortunately, while it does look a little bit lumpy and large, I think it'll work out. I also need to get some automated turrets. I think there are AI turrets you can get that'll fire at threats that come by. I don't think we need to worry about it right here. But once you're in space, you actively are going to have to figure that out. We have growing plots right there. I have a plot to grow. I'm going to go with a wheat sprout. Do I have any more wheat sprouts, or do I just have pumpkin? Just have pumpkin and durian. Okay, so we got wheat, we got pear thing. I don't know what that means. We've got tomato. Okay, I don't like tomatoes. I would rather die than eat a tomato, so that sounds pretty terrible. I like pumpkin. Pumpkin's pretty good. Durian smells really bad. I like corn, so let's get in on that. I've still got a few things to place for right now. But what I'd like to do first is I need to plan this out. Also, let me turn off the engine over here. Did I turn off the engine? Okay, I turned it off. We're good right there. I still haven't scavenged this thing. What is trying to kill me right now? I don't know. I heard a noise and it got scary. For whatever reason, actually, the game seems... They patched this morning and they messed around with some of the things. And actually, the performance seems to have gone down slightly. Weirdly enough, I'm getting like randomly like 40 frames. It drops from 60 down to 40 for a couple seconds, then back up. I don't know what's going on. It's never been a problem before up until today. The things we learn. So we need a couple more fuel cells in here. We're going to need to get this done, and that's the last of our fuel cells right there. Hate to tell you, but that's pretty much it. Let's jump up and out of here, and I do have a few more Promethean pellets left that we can make, I think, 22 more fuel cells out of, but that's about all that we got left. It takes 10 pellets, so yeah, and I think the output is 2. So there it is. We're going to get 22 more out, but that's about it. I mean, we really don't have a whole lot more stuff going on. I farmed out iron in between episodes so that I have basically an infinite amount of iron at this point. It's going to be difficult to go through all of that. On top of that, what I'd like to do is let's make ourselves... What other stuff do we need for our base? Let's have a look at the offerings. Well, we could definitely use a couple of windows. I think a window would not be a bad way. It's a sloped window. That's kind of cool. I think I would like to do... just a vertical for right now. I'm not going to get into any like complicated building for right now, but I'd like to have a bunch of... Oh, I can't make them. Never mind. I don't have enough glass plates. These right here are glass plates, I think, and I think you need silicone to make those, and I don't have much silicone. I think we only have 24 silicone left. I had to make a lot of electronic parts, so unfortunately that's all that I have left. For right now, we might have to do a mining expedition, like a mining/combat expedition in the next episode, just to make things work. This is the last of my oxygen right here. Why do I have metal plates right there? Throw those in there. Yep, if it's not inside my body to reinforce my wounds, then I don't want it in here. I also have these little hull corners that I could play around with, but I'll do that later. I don't care about it. I'll have to figure out a way. I really sincerely need to figure out a way to make everything rounder on those corners. I just don't like it. I'll see if the triangle system works, and if it doesn't, I'll cry myself to sleep. And I think if I combine... I think that if I combine 2 of these from each direction, we should be able to make it work. But I'm not totally sold on that either, so we'll have to check it out. I'm not totally and completely sure. I think this is about the spot where I'll probably break off the episode because I got a bunch of crafting that I have to finish off, and I got to make a bunch of new blocks and like things like that. So I will see you all later. Hi, do everybody. This is Empyrion. We got a bunch of work done today. Hi, do, and congratulations to us. We're getting there. We're moving along, but there's still a lot of things to get done. So hang tight. We'll be back with the next episode. I think in the next 4 to 5 episodes, we should have the base done, and we should also have built a spacecraft. We'll get out into space, which seems like there's some crazy things happening out there because there's now enemy pirates and things in space that try to kill you that are run by the AI. That'll be really, really awesome. So I'll see y'all then. Hi, do, everybody.